Chocks and Chocolates known in between Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. It's the Lindt Sensation Fruit Dark Chocolate with a soft fruity centre, raspberry and cranberry. I don't know what it's actually called, just raspberry and cranberry Sensation Fruit, I don't know. Not sure, but there are a few in this range. There's a Sensation Crispy milk chocolate with a crispy biscuit centre. And there's also another Sensation Crispy, let's see, with a roasted corn centre. There might be another one in the range, I'm not sure. Got this from Sainsbury's, I've not seen any others, but I haven't searched for any either. So it reminds me very much of the old, I think Green and Blacks did pretty much the same thing about, I don't know, quite a long time ago now, 5+ years ago I think it was. I did ones like more like fruity centre ones. I think they did an orange one, like a raspberry one, might be raspberry cranberry, I'm not sure. And probably a blackcurrant one or blackberry one or something like that, or blueberry one. But these are a variety. There's, I'd say, there's Sensation Fruit and there's Sensation Crispy, and this is a Sensation Fruit one. So yeah, so what are these exactly? Well, I think you can kind of see what they are roughly, can't you? Sort of a, is it dark chocolate? Yeah, dark chocolate covering a fruity centre. Have any of us? Were the others milk chocolate? Yeah, the other two are milk chocolate. So this is interesting. So yeah, it's a bit more indulgent on this one maybe, but you can see what it is here. Intersprungly. So delicious soft fruity centre bites. There we go. Soft centre, raspberry and cranberry, Lindt dark chocolate. So fine dark chocolate with a soft fruit flavoured centre, 34%. So ingredients, fruit centre, 34%. There we go, and a few other things there. Raspberry puree, 9%. Cranberry puree, 5%. So clearly a bit more raspberry than cranberry, but cranberry might be a sharper taste. Dark chocolate is cocoa sauce, 47% minimum. So quite a relatively strong dark chocolate. Certainly, I kind of like them to be between 40 to 50 generally. So it's definitely on the top end of that, but good for me. Perfect for sharing. Discover Lindt Sensations Raspberry and Cranberry by the Lindt Master Chocolatiers. So again, it's got that guy who's never touched chocolate in his life. I mean, there's no, you know, if it was anyone else, they'd have dark chocolate. Well, all over the face if they were a true chocoholic. But also all over the smock and everything, wouldn't you? So there we go. All right, so we've seen the ingredients. There's a few other things. It's got sunflower oil. Doesn't seem to have any palm oil that I can see. Could have missed it, but I can't see any. Alright, so there's some addresses and things like this. The bag, recycle with bags at large supermarket, don't like recycle at home. Said this plenty of times before now, if this was in the Republic of Ireland you can recycle at home, so why can't you in the UK? So cool dry place, 150 grams. What the calories? So 400 grams, 469 calories, 20 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates. So obviously it's 50% extra for that, so I'll add that in the whole bag. Alright, so does it say how many there are roughly per pack? I don't think it does, but we'll find that out. Yeah, that's very nice, but you can see there's going to be nothing at the top here because it opens there. There's these crimps at the side, so there's nothing in there. It's kind of a false bottom as well, so definitely a lot less, or a lot smaller. Well, basically, it doesn't need to be this big. There's a lot smaller amounts of chocolates in this bag. It could contain, judging from the size of all these false bits in. Alright, yeah, but it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? I think quite like the front of it. It looks quite nice. But yeah. Got some random green bits in there as well, just to break it up, I guess. Well, that is part of the cranberry. But yeah, don't know what that is. Looks a bit strange. What that just maybe dark chocolate is it? Looks a bit more like milk chocolate, but nonetheless. But yeah, all right. Well, there is much more to say really. So let's move myself down, give them an open. Okay, everyone. Okay, going to do these Lindt Sensation Fruit dark chocolate with a soft fruity centre, raspberry and cranberry, and opened. So I don't know what they officially are called. Maybe it's just Lindt Fruit Sensations raspberry and cranberry. I think that's what I would have called it. But, yeah, I don't know. Very strange, isn't it? But there we are. Alright, so let's give them an open. So time recording, I've done about 1,150 reviews, if not more. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if not done so already. By the way, it peels off as well. It doesn't go over the writing, which is quite nice. I feel like I'm already getting a sense. The top right corner links to place to all my other reviews, or some related ones, such as the Lindt ones, or the cranberry ones, raspberry ones. There anything else I can think of? Dark chocolate. So yeah, if you'd like to subscribe, go check this out. Hope you enjoyed those too. Alright, so there we go. So quite a few in there, I think you'd say. But obviously the pack, you can see there's definitely never going to be any at the side. You know, it's going to be folded in half. Yeah, so it's really, you know, yeah. Definitely, let's say an half-empty pack really. But there we go, I think we've got them all out there. You can see you've got some good ones here. I always like to comment on these ones where you get the double ones. Always great those. So do we count how many there are in here? I don't know. Is it worth? It's going to be a nightmare, isn't it, to do? I don't know if it's worth it really. I don't know if it's worth. We've got 150 grams basically, haven't we? So I don't think there's much point counting them. I don't often do count them, but they're going to be rolling everywhere. I don't think there's much point really. But there we go. So they're all different sizes as well, so it's not really going to help prove anything. I'll give you a bit of a measure of a couple of them. Little calipers here. Yeah, it's not quite well. Yeah, set to 0 now. But I'll say they're not really a standard size. But yeah, this one's about 1.4, 1.5. But again, you've got some bigger ones, maybe smaller. This one's a bigger one. Depends how you do it, of course. 1.7 there. 1.5 there as well, so it depends. But obviously we've got the double ones as well. There's quite a lot going on here, but I don't think yeah, they're all different sizes basically. I think it's the size of the pack that matters, the weightage of the pack. All right, so let's give one a bit of a chop so it's like on the inside. All right, so there we go. So it's interesting. It seems like a triangle centre, which is odd, isn't it? So obviously, you know, there's a load of chocolate around the edge. It's going to obscure the colour of the jelly centre. And did it say it's jelly? This is a soft centre. It smells quite nice, but it's a bit of a sort of mix between dark chocolate and raspberry, I guess. And you can see this one, the colour's coming out of it on this one. I think it's because light's getting in through it. Oh, there we go, look at that. So there we go, so it's all come apart. You can see that's kind of what it actually looks like there. You could until it focused out. It was quite, not quite sticky actually. A bit sticky, but not as much as you might think. Yeah. Not as vivid a colour as the front though, is it? Whether that matters or not, I don't know. But you can see it's, you know, just isn't really as vivid. But there's some dark chocolate as well. You can see how thick the dark chocolate is maybe. So it's probably not going to be the same all the way around, but we can give it a try. Can we? It's not easy to do because it's spherical, but we'll see what we can do. Looks to be about 3mm. Seems quite too thick, that. Oh, yeah, say 3mm. So we'll assume it's right. Let's say there's a not massively strong smell. I'll just try to smell this individually actually. There's not really much smell coming from it, I must say. It's more of a dark chocolate smell from them all really. But strange triangle centre, as I say, it does look to be very much triangular. I'll tell you what, I'll just try chopping another one just to see if that's triangular as well. It's just square, so rectangular. Interesting. Quite thick chocolate. There's a hole going all the way through that one, is there? Imagine that. That's just a reflection of the light there. Alright, well, let's move myself up, give them a taste. See what they're like. Quite excited for these. Okay, everyone, okay, we're going to give these Lindt Fruit Sensations, or Sensation. I mean, Fruit Sensation, isn't it? I mean, come on. Raspberry and cranberry taste. So, yeah. So, Lindt Raspberry and Cranberry Fruit Sensations, they should be called. Why are they? Such a poor, it's like a straight translation from German or something, isn't it? It just doesn't work. It seems to be that way anyway. But, alright, we've got one here. We'll taste an individual one. Dark chocolate with, as I say, cranberry and raspberry centre. Seems to have more raspberry than cranberry, at least percentage-wise. 9% raspberry puree, 5% cranberry puree. But of course, cranberry might be a bit more of a prominent taste. But let's give it a go, find out. Nice chew. I like the consistency of the centre actually. It's quite. It's not too chewy, but it's chewy enough. I like it. It's a nice consistency. Dark chocolate's pretty prominent. Fruit flavour is quite subtle though. But tends to, when the after the event, when the sort of soft centre gets stuck in your teeth and things a bit, it comes out a bit more then. But when you're biting it, you get mainly dark chocolate. Let's try one of these big jumbo ones. Let's give this a go. I do quite like these actually. I mean, these ones are quite pretty dark chocolate-like, I think, but I think it works pretty well with them. But it's definitely a dark chocolate taste. I don't know, I feel like maybe milk chocolate might work better slightly, but I'm glad it's dark chocolate as well, because I feel like dark chocolate does work well with sort of raspberry, cranberry, cherry type flavours. Well, I guess cranberry anyway. Would normally say raspberry, I think, but yeah, I think it's pretty successful actually. It's quite nice. I'm quite indulgent, as I say, with the dark chocolate, and they're very moreish as well. I say I feel like it reminds me not quite of I really like the Terry's chocolate orange bar with cranberry pieces in. But But they were a bit softer than these ones. They were a bit less chewy, just a bit more, I don't know, a bit more sugary, I guess. But these ones are, as I say, very, a bit more, a bit less sweet, basically, a bit more flavourful. I think the dark chocolate is a pretty dominant flavour, I must say. But so it might be that they might be a bit better if the flavour of the cranberry raspberry was a bit stronger. To be honest with you, but it's not bad. Let's try that bit I took out before. It's on its own. Yeah, it's not massively strong. I prefer if it was a bit more stronger in the flavour there, but it isn't. But the dark chocolate is nice, but it's definitely perhaps a bit too prominent. But I love the consistency of the centre. I just feel like it just needed to be a bit more of a stronger flavour, especially with the dark chocolate being quite prominent as well. Quite strong tasting dark chocolate, even as I say 47 or something, 47% minimum, yeah. But so it's not ridiculously rich or anything like that, but it's certainly a prominent taste. But you probably would want that really. But I feel like I'd just prefer the fruit centre was a bit more stronger in flavour as well. It's just a bit too it's a bit too weak. It's not overpowered. Well, it is overpowered by the dark chocolate because the dark chocolate's quite strong, but it's because it's too weak. It's not the fact that the dark chocolate's technically overpowering. It's just the fact that it's just too weak. So which is a bit of a shame, especially when it's raspberry and cranberry. You'd expect a bit more something going on by the fact that there's two sort of fruits in there, but there isn't really. So no, they're still nice. For me, these ones, it's a 3.5 or 4. It's certainly a high 3.5, a low 4 maybe. But I do like them. I think they're quite original, interesting, and I think for the fact their consistency in the dark chocolate and just the subtle flavours is a bit too subtle, but nonetheless still works and it's still interesting, still nice, and it's still there. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, say 4 out of 5. So yeah, a nice one. These ones probably for dark chocolate fans only, but certainly very tasty. And I love the chew, I love the consistency. Really nice. Alright guys, let me know what you think of this one. Leave a comment or free. It's always great to hear. We always do best to reply. What sort of fruity flavours would you like? Let me know. Leave a comment. As I say, it's always great to hear from you. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See ya.